A heck of a game, huh? Between two gutty teams, great atmosphere, unbelievable hospitality. I think it was really fun for our players, our fans, to come to Texas where football is so prominent and play an amazing, storied program like the Texas Longhorns. They play with class, they play hard, and it was a heck of a game, man. I'm sure that everyone watching at home loved it. I know everyone in the stadium loved it, and you know, we were fortunate to get away with a win, and we'll take it. And we're gonna get on that plane real fast before they change their mind. But my hat's off to Coach Strong and Texas for the way they play with integrity and class and hard and physical, and my hat's off to our young men in our locker room. You know, they never flinched, they never blinked. And that's kind of what we are trying to become, and we're getting closer and closer every day. So, man, what a great experience to be able to come here and do this.
Okay, Coach, we'll take questions from the floor. Who's got the first question? We got a question on the front, right here in the middle, and if you name and affiliation, please.
Andy Friedlander with the LA Daily News. Talking about Hundley and his injury, and from our perspective, I mean, that looks like a worst-case scenario. What were your thoughts when you see him coming off the field?
Well, your first concern is for Brett. It's his left elbow. It will get further evaluated when we get back to UCLA. We have the finest medical staff in America. You know, talk about UCLA Medical Center. It's where they take the president. All right, if you're western Mississippi, so they're going to take Brett Hundley there, and they're going to evaluate him. And my first thought was excitement for Jerry Neuheisel. I mean, this kid is everything that's right about college football and about UCLA. I mean, he bleeds blue and blue. And I just thought, wow, you couldn't write a better script than this right here. You know, his dad was a great player here. That family is a UCLA family. And for him to come to Texas and bring his team from behind to get a win, just, I mean, it's incredible. It's awesome. And Jerry told me, he said, I was nervous, and I said, you know what, I wasn't, because I watched you every day, and I watched you prepared. I know how smart you are, and I know your lineage, and I know how your dad taught you. And I think it all paid off for him tonight, and I'm just so happy for him and the rest of our players.
Other questions for Coach? Got a question on the front?
Ryan Carchios, you registered. Jim, some guy. Jim, can you talk about Paul Perkins, what he kind of meant to the offense keeping going, especially after Brett went out?
Yeah, you know, Perk ran the ball well, and I think that he'd be the first to tell you that it's a credit to the guys up front and the guys blocking for him. But he also caught the ball well. You know, he did a nice job on the screen plays, and I think he had 69 yards or something receiving, over 120 carrying the ball. And he's a guy that's very dependable. You know, he fumbled the ball there at the end. I'm sure that all the great things that he did in the game, that will gnaw him until he gets a chance to touch it again. And so, you know, that's 3 good games for Paul. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger. We love seeing that.
Got a question on the front left. She's coming right here.
Tracy Pearson with Scout.com. Second half seemed like there was a momentum change. More energy, wore them down a little. What happened there? What did you say to them at halftime?
Well, I just think that it was, I felt like it was going to be a little bit of a defining moment for us, at least early in the season. I mean, there's many defining moments as you go through a season, but that was one. You know, was it 10-3 at half? I think it was, and we were down. And our backup quarterback's in there, and we're on the road, and you can say what you want about this being a neutral site. That was a Texas crowd, although our fans were unbelievable, and we heard them, and we felt them the whole game. We just felt like this was an opportunity for us to put all the work that we've done over the course of the last year or 3 years on display, and really prove it to ourselves beyond anyone else what this team was made of, and I think that we went out and did that.
Got a question in the middle right.
Jen Alter, USA Football. Coach, you have been known over the last couple of years to have an outstanding O-line. Struggled a little bit in the last 2 games, and even in the first half today. But the second half, it was like a whole different O-line. Did you change something? What did you say to him?
You know, we just ran the ball better, and you know, when you're running the ball effectively, you can wear an opponent out. And I'm not saying we wore Texas out, but I'm saying it inspires your team when you're running the ball well. You know, it gives you energy, it gives you juice. It's what football is meant to be. You know, hard-nosed, smash-mouth football, and I think we were able to do that. And, our offensive line, yeah, they love to pass protect, okay, but they would rather just fire up and knock somebody off the ball, and I thought that they did a nice job of that. So we didn't really change anything, just a little bit of the emphasis, more on the run.
Got a question front left?
Brandon Huffman, Scout.com. Coach, they had the defer in the first half, and then they decided to kick it off. You guys got it again in the second half. Scored. How important first was it to get that touchdown to start the second half? But you've seen that play 2 years ago to Arizona State.
Well, I had trouble believing it at first, right? And I told the official, I asked him probably 4 or 5 times. I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And he says, "Yeah, you get it to start the second half as well." And had we not come out and, like you said, put a drive together with Perk breaking that big one early and scored points, it probably would have been irrelevant. But it became very relevant, and then it helped us win that game tonight. We were able to steal a possession without taking the ball away. And I'm not exactly sure what went on out there, but we were the beneficiaries, and we'll take it.
Got a question on the front left side.
Hey, Coach, it seemed like there was a little uncertainty whether Brett might come back there for a while. Was there consideration that he might return?
Not really. They went in and they x-rayed him. And, like I said, we have an amazing medical staff. Our doctors, Dr. McAllister, I was with him at halftime when he was talking to Brett and explaining the injury and what they thought and what they could and could not see, and the risk, reward. And we just decided that it was best for Brett not to play. I mean, he was begging to get back in there, but it wouldn't have been the right thing to do to put him in there. Now we'll go back to Westwood and we'll get an MRI tomorrow, and then I'll be able to tell you guys what's going on from there.
Gentlemen, standing on.
Can I go back to Brett though? A lot of guys in that situation might mope, feel sorry for themselves, and I don't know if you guys watched Brett on the sidelines, but you couldn't have found anyone on that sideline that was more encouraging than Brett. He was doing the signals, and he was talking to Jerry, he was encouraging the offensive line and the receivers, and that's what makes him, it's one of the things that makes him so special, his character. He's an amazing young man, amazing young man.
Question on the front.
Jim, can you talk about that last scoring play and Jerry's throw and just what was happening on that play?
Well, our guys in the box were doing an excellent job of identifying coverage and what they were doing, and we started to get a little bit of a bead on tendencies, which sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. And we thought that they would play man, and so Noel dialed up a double move, and Jordan Payton sold it, and Jerry lofted it in there. The protection was excellent, and we guessed right on that one. That's a kind of football when you're calling plays. It's a game of guessing, and like Noel says, hey, I'm just going to call them. You guys go make them work, and they made it work on that one.
Question outside, Rob.
Hey, Jim, before you even got to Texas, what about Jerry? Did you know and see that you felt like this is a guy that could get us through a game?
He's a coach's kid, He's a coach's kid.